Fayetteville Forward was something that I had sort of a dream that I had. We never had an economic plan for the city. I promised the people that within 90 days we would put a forum together, a retreat together, a summit together, and within 90 days we would have an economic plan for the city. And it would not just be about just business, but it would incorporate the environment and the position of workers and education. But I truly believed in the government by the people and for the people and of the people. And I thought if we put the people together and we just facilitate letting the people speak freely, that I believe we'll have an economic plan in that first 90 days. And through Fayetteville Forward, we did that.
He had the confidence to let it be, to let the people come forward and brainstorm and share ideas, and it's working tremendously.
In the spring of 2009, Mayor Lioneld Jordan asked the citizens of Fayetteville to come forward and share their dreams.
I thought it was a remarkable and a unique experiment, and an experiment that you don't usually see occurring.
I know that everything is not done by the individual, because alone we're just alone. But together, it's like when you look at electrical wire, you take, or any kind of cable, you take one cable, it's not strong, but you wrap all those cables together and they become very strong and they can't be broken.
At my table there was a fellow who said if we didn't have electricity and we didn't have automobiles and we didn't have so many streets, we'd have a better quality of life. That's a little different than my opinion would be, and so I talk about the excitement and the genuineness of the process so that no one felt either diminished in their opinion or left out in the fact that they might have an opinion that could be very distinct from most of the other people present.
I think the summit itself was surprising because of the sheer number of people that were willing to participate, that set aside time. There's a lot of people that are representing those voices and still working very hard. So I think that's what surprised me. It's just the number of people that were willing to give their time for their community.
Going to that first summit and seeing that there was a place for me here, in this place that I love, that I've been in since '94, was literally life-changing. And I finally made the decision that I do want to stay here and I want to work in the community and bring my kind of funness to the planning and the dreams of Northwest Arkansas, and particularly Fayetteville.
I've lived here 25 years, and I greatly value the town and the area. And I want my actions to mirror my beliefs. I want to be a good citizen.
I think it's unified the city. It's probably unified the city more than anything that I've seen since I've been in public office. Probably since I've lived in this city, and I've lived here 37 years. It's a unity. It's a life of its own.
And it's still evolving. That it has a lot of freedom built into it, I think is kind of surprising and neat and refreshing.
Honestly, I found its momentum to be somewhat surprising. A lot of times you see either governments or organizations do these kinds of things and they start off really great, but they sort of begin to wane after a few months. So I've been really impressed that we've got about 11 or 12 groups that came out of that original summit a year ago that are all still plugging along and doing a lot of really good things.
I think the surprise was actually having some very concrete things coming out of it in terms of the committees and their work, and kind of finding their way to actually make some things happen.
We are a part and we are equal, and it takes all of the pieces to make the whole, kind of like the pieces on a puzzle. It takes every puzzle piece to make the whole picture of the puzzle, and that's what we're doing here.
Sit down and brainstorm and come up with ways to approach your dreams.
I learned about the talent that is in this community. I learned about potential. that has been incredible.
Sometimes having no money can be a positive thing, because in this case, when the city is challenged for financial resources, as all cities everywhere probably are, you have to get creative and turn over new stones, and I think that's what Fayetteville Forward is.
It's a change of life for every person in this city, that for the first time in their lives, they can really feel a part of the government, and that they know that their voice is being heard, because a lot of the legislation is coming forward out of my staff and out of some of the council, comes out of these people.
I've been really impressed with the diversity of people around the table who probably came in with really different ideas about what should happen, learning about each other's work and kind of wrestling with some hard things in terms of what should this council really do. And some members of the community maybe that weren't at the table before as part of that council's work. I just think those are really important aspects of Fayetteville Forward's work.
And I was really surprised by how welcoming and inclusive the process was, and how easy it was to plug in and get involved.
This really is about everyone in the community. It's about those who are already involved and those who have never once been involved. The main thing is that getting ideas from the people, listening to the people, and true citizen interaction with city government.
It's just a very easy way to participate in helping your community.
Well, we envisioned it as an economic plan to begin with, but it became much more than that. And it just evolved. It went from just trying to develop an economic plan to actually changing the whole attitude and the way this city works.
How are we going to have an economic development entity for the city? We'd sort of been fractured in that respect in the past. There was a lot of discussion about that at the summit last year from all different types of people, developers to individual citizens, folks saying, you know, you've got to know where to come in Fayetteville.
I would like to say that it really has been, from the Chamber of Commerce standpoint, a real positive, big positive.
Anytime you take disparate groups and they're all so focused on their own agendas and their own resources, and there's opportunity to get those disparate groups together, sitting at the same table, to look at each other's resources and see some synergies where they can start to work together, that's a huge benefit.
There are all these groups within those 12, including green infrastructure, creative economy, and green economy, and all for economic development.
There are so many connections to the economy, and that we're really taking one giant subject and breaking it into lots of little parts.
We've actually been trying to make the connection between consumers patronizing restaurants who buy from local farmers, and having that sort of economic turnaround actually benefit three parts of the community: the consumers, the restaurants and local businesses, and the farmers. And I think that's been an important thing catalyzed by Fayetteville Forward.
We have put all those groups together, and they've gotten beyond themselves and their own agendas and said, let's all work together and see what's best for this city. And everybody brings a part. The business communities, the labor unions, the environmental communities, they all bring pieces to the puzzle. And once all those pieces come together, it makes a complete picture.
To me, that's the one best part, is that we understand we're not alone, that we can do this together, and we can make a lot of changes if we'll just all get in there and play.
Everybody's got a passion for something or an idea how to improve the city. Get involved with a group, share your ideas, and work to improve the city.
The mayor has continued to make this an important and priority part of life, everyday life in Fayetteville, so that the working groups are still working, and they're still reporting, and their work is still being reported about.
their definition of economic development includes the words and the phrase quality of life. And I would say I really couldn't pick just one thing that's come out of Fayetteville Forward, but each of our action groups have planned activities, and so many of those action groups have actually taken those activities and they've come into fruition. For example, the transportation group, the creative economy group, the green infrastructure group. They've actually planned activities that engage those in the community who aren't involved in Fayetteville Forward. And I would say that, for right now, that I think is the best thing that's come out of Fayetteville Forward this year, are those activities that not only educate the community about something better that they can do, but they also allow the community to know that, these activities are things that enhance quality of life and therefore enhance economic development in the city of Fayetteville.
It's really amazing the energy and the commitment that people have given, on their own free time. I mean, these people have jobs and families and lots of things to do, and they are setting aside a tremendous amount of time to improve our community.
This is my home. This is where I live. This is where, I want to be every day when I awaken. And so I see the quality of life continuing to march forward in a very positive sense, but with a plan. So it's been personally just very rewarding.
If you have an opinion or an idea or a comment on the direction that our community is moving, this is your opportunity.
I felt that it was important for there to be some ground-up efforts to bring Fayetteville forward in terms of sustainability and economic development, and this seemed like a great opportunity to do that.
We come together, we have these discussions, and then people go out and they're doing stuff for that entire month because they're passionate about the green economy, they're passionate about creating demand for energy efficiency, they're passionate about their community and just helping people find jobs, find work. They recognize that this is kind of the way to go, the way that the economy and job creation is heading, and so they want to be involved in that.
I have met people that have come to my particular committee that have a broad background that is very helpful to green infrastructure and land use planning, for example. A lot of skills and a lot of grassroots momentum and things they're interested in.
We put a very diverse group of people. We had probably over 500 people show up within 3 days and over 300 organizations represented. And out of that organizations, not only came an economic plan, but it became a bigger thing than anything that we imagined.
We need more people. We need others who didn't hear the first call to come and see what their neighbors and friends and family have been getting involved with, and to come and share their particular brand of funky with us, because this community is only as good as the people who want to get involved in it.
Well, it's good for the soul. Anyone who wants to get involved, to do something outside yourself and do it for the community. I think most people who have lived here or come here or visit here really value that Fayetteville's got something unique and special, that we're really a fine community. And I think one of the ways we can be even better is by more and more people being stakeholders and involved and active.
It's sort of an adult commitment to Fayetteville. I grew up here, but it's given me sort of a vested interest in the city as an adult. Working with people that in some ways I considered my parents' contemporaries, but had an opportunity to sit at the table with them, some my own age and some younger. But it was just really sort of a coming together of all kinds of different people and kind of having a place at the table and just working hard, I think, for the city.
You say, here people, go for it. And then you have this amazing opportunity.
I don't have all the answers. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But the people do.
Well, they first should get involved with Fayetteville Forward to be heard. Part of the majesty of this is that everybody's voice counts.
It's a really exciting effort that they should be involved with.
Being involved in Fayetteville Forward has been an amazing experience. I really, really have enjoyed it, not only just from the personal connections I've made, but also watching it grow from being just a small idea into actual activities taking place, groups being formed, people hearing about it and asking me about it. I just think everything about this has been an incredible experience, and I can't wait to see where it has to go in years to come.
This is a serious chance for you to get your voice heard.
Because it's one of the greatest movements we've ever had in this city, and you need to get engaged.
Anyone who lives here in Fayetteville and has a stake in its future should absolutely get involved with Fayetteville Forward.
We always need more people to participate.
And it really is about participation, having the community get involved, get engaged, and really help develop the economy and quality of life in Fayetteville.
I think everyone should get involved with the Fayetteville Forward.
Get involved. Be a part.
Now's the time to come forward and get involved and make your ideas count.
This is just one more way to give back.
Momentum.
Collaboration.
Innovation.
Community.
Our environment.
Quality of life.
Creativity.
Sustainability.
Inclusion.
Hope. Economic development.
Get engaged. Get involved.